So hello everyone, this is AetherNightmare and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. If you're wondering why I'm in PJs, well, it's because it is time to start some new class missions. And since it's going to reset all of my heavy armor anyway, it's better that I'm wearing something. So, as you can see, we are in the Gridania Inn because the class I want to get started on next is going to take place here. So let's head on outside. And it is going to be located, not here, probably somewhere in old Gridania. Still gotta carry around the axe, because I don't have access to the quest yet. Get it? Huh? Let's go to our Aetherite Crystal and head to the Lancers Guild. I've decided I'm going to be doing a lot of these off stream because there's a ton of grinding in between, but also I think I'm going to stick to the quests, job quests, to the patch that they came out in. So Lancer, I believe, came out during the Realm Reborn section of quests, so it's fine for me to do this now, but other things like Samurai, I don't think came out until a later patch, so I'll do those quests when they actually became available. So if it's a Heavensward new job, then I'll do it during Heavensward. If it is a Endwalker new job, then I'll do it during Endwalker, etc., since I don't think those patches are going to be as big. Welcome to the Lancers Guild, adventurer. If you seek to refine your skills with the polearm, then you have come to the right place. Here at the Lancers Guild, spear wielders gather to train with one another and further hone their abilities under the tutelage of our fine instructors. Do you seek a membership with us? Yes, I do. Very well, I shall provide you with an insight to the history of our guild. More than just an instrument of war, the spear is also a tool for hunting, and with game ever plentiful in the Twelveswood, the weapon has become the mainstay of the locals here before the founding of Gridania. With the passing of time, our nation became a gathering place of spearmasters from across the realm, many eager to test their mettle against the famed might of the Wood Whalers. And it was here in Gridania that the myriad of fighting styles came into contact, eventually giving rise to the art taught here today. That spear technique could be formalized as all owed much to the founding of the Lancers Guild by the Wood Whaler captain, misstale nigh on a century past. The tradition of accepting students from without as well as within Gridania's borders persists to this day, ensuring that the art of polearm may not only survive, but also continue to evolve. Well, there you have it. I hope this brief history of the guild has helped settle any doubts in your mind. The Lancers Guild is always eager to welcome new initiates. If you will to enlist, speak with me again and we can begin the enrollment procedures. So, Lancer covers technically a lot of polearm jobs in Final Fantasy. Not just spears, but also, like, naginatas and all other kinds of long arm fighting capabilities. So, in a way, it's sort of a multi-class in and of itself. It also has really, really good armor stats if you are starting out and want to not have tank pressure, but have a few more tanking capabilities, if you know what I mean. You don't have to lead in dungeons, but you're also less likely to get wiped out in them unless you're, you know, stupid. Well then, have you made up your mind to enlist in the Lancers Guild? Yes, I do. Way of the Lancer. Excellent. I shall let Guildmaster Yuane know to expect you. All who seek admittance to our ranks must present themselves before him. He will judge if you are fit to become one of us. Pray make your way to the training area within. Our Guildmaster awaits you there. Okay, let's head in. Not even that far in, he's like right here. Well met, adventurer. I understand you wish to learn the Lancer's art under our roof. I see you have some combat experience, yet it remains to be seen if such skills as you have acquired will avail you here. But no matter. In my capacity as a guildmaster, I shall guide your training, beginning with the very basics, the principles of our art. There exist a myriad of fighting styles, each of which has its own unique qualities. None, however, can claim to be as offensively minded as ours. Our approach is ever one of attack, no matter who or what we face. An experienced lancer is able to wield a polearm as if it were an extension of his body. He transforms into a raging storm before his foes, delivering a barrage of devastating thrusts and slashes. To facilitate such a relentless assault, we lancers forgo plate, favoring armor of leather and chain, which is still really good in this game. Such materials as provide adequate protection without unduly hindering our movement. A lancer's worth may be measured quite simply in how swiftly and decisively he can pierce his enemy's defenses. You know, they say that about the armor, and then later on, they change their mind with the job crystal, so... By its nature, the polearm is a simple weapon to wield, for good or ill. Even in a farmer's hands, it's capable of wreaking considerable havoc. Thus has it been a mainstay of every great army since ancient times. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but almost every single weapon, aside from guns, used to be a farming tool. Yet know that a lance alone does not a lancer make. Faced with unfavorable odds, as a seasoned spearman will break formation and flee without a moment's hesitation. A true lancer, however, flinches not before his enemies, for he knows not the meaning of fear. Ever does he press forward, disdainful of the odds, that he might pierce the enemy line and open a path to victory. Needless to say, doing so requires no small amount of courage, and that is why our guild has striven from the first to instill this essential quality in every soul who passes through our halls. Arduous trials await should you join our ranks. Knowing this, have you resolved to wield the lance? Do you have the resolve to wield the lance? He's asking this with someone with a gigantic axe on their back. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's going to be lighter weight than whatever I am wielding. And also, what is happening in the background? Dude's about to get a haircut. Well said, adventurer. I see no reason to deny you a place within our ranks. But I neglected to introduce myself. I'm Ywain, a master of this guild. Pleasantries duly exchanged, I shall add to your hunting log the names of the creatures against which a lancer might hone his skills. In celebration of the occasion, I hereby present you with your very own spear. Arm yourself with it, and speak to me once more. Here's your stick. Here's your stick and a whole bunch of quests. I would have you undertake your first task, a trial to be precise. Squirrels. Hunt squirrels. Maybe some bees. Squirrel and bees. Lancer has been unlocked. Alright, we gotta actually equip as such, so let's go in, take off our pseudo-legendary weapon here, and replace it with a level 1 stick. Alright, and there we go. Lancer has been added. I think I'm probably as equipped as I'm gonna get to. Oops, not that. Those are the job plates. Gear set. No, can I... There we go. Recommended gear. I can technically equip a bit more. I don't know if it'll do a whole lot. Like, the cattle stuff doesn't do me jack, so let's remove it. But this gets me, like, more experience. My first spear. Ywain wishes to assign you your first trial as a member of the Lancers Guild. So we are able to discern one end of the spear from the other. Good. You are no doubtless eager to put your new weapon to the test, which is well, for I too have a test in mind, or rather a trial. In order to develop an affinity with your weapon and learn to gauge such things as distance, you are to go forth and pit yourself against the creatures that roam just outside the city. The squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars should provide you with a suitable challenge. Put down, let's say, 3 of each, and then report back to me. I'm gonna come back here smelling like ladybug. I hate the smell of ladybug. Alright, where did he say he wanted me to go, actually? Which exit? Does it matter? My first spear. Probably either exit, then. Probably central. Central Shroud. Yeah. Yeah, this won't take too long. Just as before. Easy peasy. Oh, I should be eating food, actually. That'll help it go even faster. There's gonna be a lot of grind time in between that I'm gonna cut out in editing. I'm not streaming this time, so I'm probably not even gonna record it. I did for Paladin and Gladiator for people to get an idea of what goes on in the background, but I'm not gonna do it for every job. Anything else here? Yeah, over here. The Fungars are a little further away. Level 3, what a big increase. Sarcasm. Yeah, because I do believe Dragoon can wield heavier armor. It's just Lancer that can't for some reason. There we go, got our first combo. In result, our quest is complete. I think I might kill one or two more just to get a solid level 5 so I can just automatically accept the next quest. That won't take too long. Especially not with the bonus boost that I have equipped. There we go. I might also be able to update gear. Yeah, get out of these PJs. Wearing the Akalo gloves for some reason. Oh well. It's not that big of a deal. Some of this is crafting gear, but I guess who cares? I'll literally be wearing something else in the span of like 5 minutes. I'll also probably be forging a lot of my own weaponry and stuff in the background too to compensate. Alright, time to head back up. So you're back. I trust you've learned something of the essence of our art. A Lancer learns best when he is doing each thrust making him stronger. Such things as strategy and technique will come in time, and never forget the courage. Without it, you cannot hope to realize your potential. Your look betrays no hint of doubt. That as well. It is clear that you see the truth in my words. That will be all for present. Now take up your weapon, sally forth, and cut a path for yourself. The next we meet, I hope that you are stronger for your time out in the world. The next Lancer quest is available at level 5, which I already am. Spear of the Fearless. Ah, you've returned. I take it from your presence that you've gained a measure of familiarity with your weapon. Good. Are you ready to begin the next phase of your training? If you will recall my telling you that it takes no small amount of courage to be a Lancer. Now, in general terms, courage is the strength to do something which one finds unnerving. However, a Lancer's notion of courage is not so simple. Having first drawn a distinction between courage and recklessness, he then divides the former into two aspects. I would have you learn I would learn each with spear in hand. Thank you. The first is composure. When outnumbered in battle, a Lancer may lose his composure and succumb to panic. Should this happen, all of his training will swiftly flee his mind, and he will struggle to overcome opponents whom he would ordinarily have bested with ease. He will, in short, contribute to his own defeat. If you wish to become a Lancer, in sooth, you must learn to maintain your composure at all times. Do this, and you will be able to call upon every ounce of your strength and skill when it matters most, and so to your first task. The riverbanks of the Central Shroud are home to a vilekin known as Yarzans. Fiercely territorial, the creatures will attack anyone who strays too close, making them the bane of fisherfolk. They typically fall upon their prey en masse, barring all avenues of escape before closing in for the kill. What must go through the mind of their victim in that instant? Panic? Despair? Be sure to tell me upon your return. Needless to say, I would have you brave such an encounter. Take this sack of decidedly noisome bait and use it to lure the ever-ravenous creatures out of their nest. It may be that only one curious Yarzan appears, but what if 2 or 3 follow the scent? Let's see how you fare then. Go now, my young Lancer, and learn what it means to fight with composure. Time to get swarmed. I also really quickly add my joke buddy back for riding. Make this go just a little faster. Let's head back out to Central. And fight some Yarzans. This probably won't get me to level 10, so I'll need to grind in my own time. Provided I don't encounter anything else worth killing. Yeah, I like these Fs. I can take out the Fs. There'll be a nice boost. I kind of hate that the additional experience you get from being rested is a percentile, because this is obviously going to use all of my rested experience in these really early levels. Just gonna waste it on my Lancer instead of something I could have put forward into Paladin or Marauder, but oh well. Yep, there's 2. Just focus on 1, because we don't have a multi-hit attack yet. Got something new, though. Let's see what it is in a second. Life Surge. Ensures critical damage for the first weapon skill used while Life Surge is active. Increases damage dealt when under an effect that raises critical hit rate. Cannot be applied to damage over time. Absorb a proportion of damage dealt as HP. So I think it might just be a boost. Anything else out here? Because that's not much. Alright, I'll go finish the quest. I don't like to report back so early, but at the same time it makes for so much easier editing. You guys have no idea how much easier it is to just have a definitive beginning and end cut off in the videos instead of having to, like, scroll through every bit of it to see where those markers are supposed to be because you don't remember a week later. Otherwise it just becomes one heck of a chore. So in between, I'm probably gonna do my hunts book. Like the entirety of it, even if it puts me over level. Then I'll come back. That'll make sure I have adequate experience in between too. I might also even like take breaks and run dungeons as like Marauder to give most of the experience boost to that instead of this. Welcome back, Brennan. Well done. I trust you now understand that in times of direst need, no amount of strength or skill with a spear will avail the Lancer who lacks composure. You're now ready to learn the second aspect of a Lancer's courage, resolve. When faced with a terrible foe, a Lancer may succumb to fear and self-doubt. Should this happen, he will become defensive, and in seeking to cover his weakness, surrender his greatest strength, namely his capacity to attack. Your DPS, act like it. A Lancer who fears to attack is not but a man holding a pole. His spear may as well be a broomstick for all the good it will do him. It is not and will never be a shield. If you want to be a shield, go play a tank. That you may learn the truth of my words firsthand, I bid you go to the Central Shroud, an area joining the abandoned dungeon known as the Spirit Hold. Since the calamity, the Neck of the Twelveswood has become a veritable menagerie of fearsome fauna. There you will find 3 collapsed pillars, which have become the hall for fell creatures. You are to put them down. What manner of fiends can you expect to encounter? To reveal that would be to defeat the purpose of the lesson, my young Lancer. I will say only this. If you face the foes with the Lancer's resolve, you will surely emerge the victor. Oh, I'm not done. Once you've completed the trial, pray report to Jillian at the entrance hall. If she has grasped 2 aspects of courage, albeit with some trouble, though I doubt you'll encounter similar difficulties, her struggle has furnished her with certain insights which I think you would benefit from hearing. A Lancer learns best when he is doing but the wisdom of his seniors is not entirely to go without worth. Go now, and do as I bid you to do. Oh, we're not done. My bad. This is not the door. No new equipables. I don't have my new spear yet. The collapsed pillars. That is... I'm gonna be lazy. Because certain raids and stuff, too, I might prefer to do as, like, DPS or healer rather than as tank. Especially if I have no idea where I'm going. It all depends. It depends on what I'm most comfortable in for that moment. And because I want to know the story for each one. Frog. More bugs. Because I'm not entirely sure what this is. This place, I mean. I don't know if I've really messed with this section of the Shroud. Yeah, I don't think I have. I mean, there's some stuff here, but there doesn't appear to be, like, a dungeon. Maybe it had more importance in the early parts of the game. I can't really tell. This is... way over here. Oh, it's back at New Gridania. I thought that was in the North Shroud for some reason. I've been expecting you. By your return, I trust you now understand the importance of resolve. Like one's flesh, courage can be made strong. It's a matter of training each of its aspects. Now the endeavor may prove difficult in the beginning. God knows how much I struggled. You may suffer untold humiliation and more frustration than you can bear, but you must persevere. Whenever you engage in an opponent, whether in training or in earnest, make a conscious effort to fight with a composure and resolve. Over time, doing so will become second nature, and you will acquire such courage as you've never thought could be yours. Mind you, not all battles entail a physical clash of might. It could simply be a disagreement born of conflict of ideology. The point is, it matters not what battlefield you stand upon, so long as you take care to be composed and resolute, your courage will grow. Did that make any sense? Even a little? I fear I cannot hold a candle to Guildmaster Uwain, but if there is aught that I can do to assist you in your training... What's this? Something is afoot in the training area. Is there? And you call yourselves Lancers. Pathetic. Your next guildmaster, arm yourself and face me. Refuse, and all will know that you are no true Lancer. Say what you will, I am above provocation. Craven to the last man. But what have we here? Wait, they're but a novice. That makes no odds to me. You yourself admitted to them that your ranks, did you not? Very well, I shall withdraw for now. So I guess my nerves of steel are enough, but I look so much more terrified in this cutscene. Yet know that only the fearless are fit to wear the mantle of Lancer. I look forward to measuring your worth in days to come. There is not more to see. Return to your drills. Any questions? Am I fearless or just depressed? Both. The answer is both. Bren, you made no attempt to evade his thrust. Did your opponent so unnerve you as to deprive you of your senses? Well, it is of little consequence now. You need pay no further heed to your uninvited guest. Lest you wonder, it is not uncommon for challengers to come pounding on our door seeking to test their mettle. For now, dedicate yourself to tempering the two aspects of courage, the composure to bring the sum of your strength and the skill to bear against your foes, and the resolve to attack when fear would stay your hand, as befits a Lancer. When next we meet, I shall have another trial for you, one that will put all your courage to the test. Until then, continue to apply yourself to your training. Farewell, Bren. Okay, we get some slightly better armor and whatnot. Actually, really quickly, I want to see if I can automatically... Oh, so that's better by default. Alright. Well, if this is better by default, then... I already have a piece that kind of looks like this, so... I'll go with shoes since I'm not wearing any. I must have gotten rid of some armor that didn't need getting rid of. Or I've never had some that were just base Disciple of War. I think because I had some that was purely tank equipment, I never fully got to equip myself with Disciple of War instead of heavy armor. Oopsie doodles. I might make some in the background too, but for now, since I'm only level 7, I'm gonna have to split the parts and do some grinding in the background, so I might look a little different when I come back. Alright, we're level 11, so let's start the next quest. Has a mind to test your courage. Because last time wasn't enough, apparently. Ah, Bren, I swear you've gained an ilm around the arms since last we spoke. It's plain you have not been idle. In your previous lesson, you've learned the Lancer's definition of courage, and you might go about tempting its two aspects. Today, we shall find out if your efforts have borne fruit. I see you have come prepared for battle, that as well. Your next trial will place you in the midst of a throng of enemies. In such a situation, one may be attacked from any direction, making it difficult to respond appropriately. Furthermore, the likelihood of being surrounded is high. Will your resolve to bear the weight of uncertainty? Will your composure hold when the odds are stacked against you? We shall soon find out. Should you overcome this trial, what courage you already possess would be further tempered. Now heed me well, for this is what you must do. I would have you travel to Naked Rock, where the Annals claim domination. Dominion. At the summit of the rock is a sacred artifact, the Stone of Courage. You must claim it and bring it to me. If you are to reach its destination, you will need to negotiate a path through a whole packs of flesh-eating scalekin. Make no mistake, the creatures are intimidating foes. To stride into the midst of so many would be... ask much of any lancer's courage, I can't read. But given time and no small amount of perseverance, I am confident you will prove equal to the task. I was just there to get... That guy twirling is so distracting. I was just there to get entries in my hunting log. Anyways, Naked Rock, which is over here. Yeah, my own time, I was just here for the hunting log, which is now rank 2. But I wanted better weapons and stuff, so here we are. Ooh, something's going on here. Somebody else must be doing something. Young annals. I see. There's a whole bunch. Because whoever else was here made a mess of the area. Which means there's more stuff up here than there usually is. You don't expect Stone of Courage, bring the whole thing back. Dude, this literally weighs like 500 pounds. It's a boulder. Congratulations, you've obtained the false Stone of Courage. Ah, you heard me right. False. What does that say about your courage, I wonder? But where are my manners? You had any? I am Folquest. We had the pleasure of meeting at the Lancers Guild, if you recall. On that occasion, I turned my weapon upon you, and you betrayed not a hint of fear. It was in that instant I sensed that you were unlike the others, that you had promise. And so to the present. In its current state, the trial in which you are engaged, if trial it may be called, makes a mockery of the Lancer's art. Needless to say, this cannot be tolerated. And so I have taken the liberty of moving the Stone of Courage to a more suitable location. It now resides in the depths of Spirithold, under the guard of fell fiends, a far more fitting challenge, as I'm sure you will agree. Whether or not you attempt to retrieve the stone is for you to decide. If you fear for your safety, I suggest you run back to the guild and bemoan the world's frightfulness of the many brave souls who cower there. Ywain will doubtless consider it a supremely courageous act. Yet know that a lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. What kind of schoolyard bullying? I stole your rock. Great. I'm sure that's such an achievement for you. Lord knows it's probably just a placeholder. We can paint another one. I'm just gonna go straight to the thing. For the most part. I probably want you to fight the imps. Since I'm not immune to them yet. Gosh, there's a lot in here. Joke's on you, you're level 9, I've been fighting level 14 monsters in the hunting log. So this is what this cavern is for. I asked that at the beginning, saying I'd never been in here, now I know. It's over here. I'll take this one out just in case. I guess this one has a little bit more blue in it. Still has to weigh like 500 pounds, though. That's the real test of courage, carrying this thing back. It's heavy. Oh, no, no, no. Really? Right at the last millisecond. Literally the last millisecond. Jeez, Lancers. Had a brain moment. So have you returned. Tell me, were you able to obtain the Stone of Courage? Yeah, it somehow shrank on the way here. Yes, this is indeed the stone, though it's in rather worse condition than when I saw it. What happened at Naked Rock? The Lancer who but recently threatened you moved the stone to Spirit Hold. Not content with trespass and slander, the brazen fool now meddles with our training? 7 hells, this is not to be borne. Listen well, Bren, though I do not doubt that you know better, my duty as Guildmaster compels me to state the obvious. Heed not that man's words. That a Lancer's courage can only be forged in the midst of great danger is vainglorious tripe. As you've already learned, a Lancer's courage is the product of composure and resolve. Be under no misapprehension. Watchfully navigating the Annals territories served to temper your courage in a manner that blindly braving the terrors of Spirit Hold did not. As you continue your training, please keep the lesson of this trial close to your heart. Courage is not about looking for danger. Oh, the boots are better? I guess the boots are a bit better. Fine, I'll go boots. I kind of forget that I need to build up like my Disciple of wardrobe. I forget some of these look a certain kind of way. But anyways, I need to be level 15 to take on the next quest, so I'm gonna go work on that hunting log in the meantime. Okay, I've made it to level 21, so let's continue. A dangerous proposition. And we learned the ability to throw the spear. Ah, Bren, you've come at a good time. I urgently require your help. Scarcely a bell ago, an old friend Folquist paid us another visit. Seemingly intent upon repraising his performance he gave the day of your first meeting. As on that occasion, he raved till the air was thick with slanders, declaring every soul who met his gaze more craven than the last. This time, however, not all ears were deaf to his myriad of provocations. It seems one of our younger members took offense to his words and demanded satisfaction of the rogue. The two have since departed to duel in the East Shroud. Had I been on hand, I would have forbidden such folly and rebuked the lad for letting pride cloud his judgment. Alas, I learned of it too late, and the boy is gone. All we can do now is ensure that the hot-headed fool does not come to lasting harm. I would have departed in pursuit of the pair, ere you came, but my duties keep me here. That is why I turn to you now. Pray go to the East Shroud in my stead, and watch over our comrade. To the East Shroud! Actually, it's probably faster if I just leave Gridania. Can I come out this way? There is a boat. I could take the boat. I kind of forget about the boat. To Sweet Bloom Pier. Yeah, because then I'm like right here. Only need to summon the chocobo for a small distance. So we meet again. You remember who I am, I trust. Who are you again? Sure. But of course you remember your mentor, he who taught you the true meaning of courage. I understand you were able to retrieve the Stone of Courage and Spirit Hold. It seems I was right about you. Ah, you have the making of a true Lancer, unlike those charlatans at the Lancers Guild. It is well that you've come to me, for I have just the trial for you, one that will do wonders for your courage. Not interested, you say? Ah, but you have no choice. Should you refuse, well, suffice it to say that I will not be able to guarantee the safety of your comrade here. When we last spoke, I told you that a Lancer may forge true courage only in the midst of great danger. Needless to say, the threat posed by ordinary creatures is insignificant. You must needs seek out a better spot. Ah, but fear not, for I have taken the liberty of finding you something suitable. Take this alchemic potion and sprinkle it upon the exposed roots yonder. Doing so will garner you the wrath of a certain creature, which you must strike down. Is he tied up? I can't tell if he's injured on the ground, or if the dude kidnapped him and is like, I'll give you your comrade back if you pass my test. That's not totally weird or anything. But yeah, now I have a new skill down here, Disembowel, which increases my attacking power for a little while if I use it after my first attack. For Lancer, it's best to use this after your first rotation, and then you can use like 2 or 3 Vorpal Thrusts in your next rotations. So you have vanquished the Treant. Well done. By striking down that frenzied creature, you have further strengthened your courage. Release your comrade. Oh, I shall, once you've completed my next trial. This one will pit you against a multitude of foes. Oh, he is tied up. Bruh. What is wrong with you? Make your way to Lifemead Stump in the Central Shroud. Once there, seek out a likely spot amongst the forest path to lie in wait. Man-eating wolves are wont to hunt there at this time of year, and it should not be long before a pack appears. When the beasts show themselves, you are to slay their leader, the Alpha Wolf. I shall be observing up close, the better to offer you advice. Uh-huh. And which is— oh, this is all the way over here? Really? So you're gonna bring your captive with you, or he just gonna have to, like, chill in the corner? Hopefully not getting eaten by monsters while tied up. This is something to maybe get the whalers involved with, just because, oh, I don't know, kidnapping is sort of a crime. I was too busy as guildmaster, I couldn't go. Good, send the police! I should be going for police. Oh, he actually comes with me. What do you know? 'Tis as good as over if the Alpha Wolf paralyzes you. Will your courage hold out in the face of terror? We shall see. Yeah, like that. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do first strike, and then killed it too fast, disembowel. Then you can do other vorpal thrusts. There's the Alpha Wolf. I'll let him take care of the mobs. You want to be a leader so bad? Fine, you get to tank. Oh dear, it would seem you have enraged the beast. That I have. But the beast is dead, so who cares? Besides, what's it matter when an even bigger beast is right next to me? Where did he go? I've lost sight of the true beast. It's escaped. You are to be congratulated. By throwing yourself into the midst of danger, you further tempered your courage. And in the process, you have brought peace to the Life's Mead Stump, a place considered sacred by the people of Gridania. Having undertaken my trials, you must now see that those issued by the guild are naught but child's play. Mine is the one true path to courage. All others lead to ignominy. If you wish to become a Lancer worthy of my time, I suggest you leave Wayne and his house of cravens, never to return. I love how this guy talks like a big game, despite the fact that Lancer is technically a starter class, and Dragoon is the finishing class. Don't talk to me until you're a Dragoon, you'll... For your sake, I pray you do so soon, till we meet again. I'm not visiting you in prison. Anyway... Back to Gridania. To regular Gridania. And away we go. I think this person's doing the quest at the same time as me, because I keep encountering them. Bren, thank the gods you're safe. That young fool of a Lancer returned but moments ago, and through choked tears recounted to me all that transpired. I understand Falquist again attempted to force you into his corrupted notion of courage. I cannot say this often enough. A Lancer strengthens his courage by tempering his composure and resolve, not by rushing headlong into danger. You were able to overcome Falquist's trials, 'tis true, yet know that you did so by virtue of true courage, that is, courage born of composure and resolve. You faltered not before the fury of a frenzied treant, nor did you succumb to the panic when surrounded by bloodthirsty wolves. Owing to this, you were able to perform to the fullest of your potential. You forgot the most important thing, a crazy madman. You have come far, Bren. It is past time that I taught you the piercing talon technique, one of the most versatile weapons of the Lancer's arsenal. May it serve you well. Now, I must needs decide what course of action to take with regard to your self-appointed mentor. Jail! Literally jail! Though no lives were lost, this latest incident only serves to confirm what I have long suspected, that Falquist will cause great harm if left to propagate his corrupted notion of courage. He must be persuaded to desist, though I do not yet know how. Prison! Justice system! Mayhap his regard for you could be turned to our advantage, but leave such considerations to me. Leave the considerations to the police! For the time being, you would do well to put Falquist from your mind. Focus on your training and strive to master the technique I have taught you. I look forward to our next meeting. Put him from my mind, he's literally stalking me at this point. Anything better? Surprisingly, yes. Huh. Anyway, we get the piercing talon, which allows me to throw the weapon. There. Don't feel so exposed in the winter. Lance of Destiny. I've been expecting you. Have you been training hard, I trust? I would set your next trial, one more dangerous than any you have faced before. Even more so than Crazy Man's? But I would not send you unprepared to your death. Before we proceed, I needs verify you progress with mine own eyes. You will face 3 experienced Lancers in single combat. Defeat each one in succession, and you will prove yourself fit to undertake the trial. Arm yourself and take place in the training arena. We begin when you are ready. Sir, you're standing where I need to be. No holding back. Kick his ass. Kick his ass. One. Next. Come on. Next. Come on. Probably actually just do that, but... Since I'm technically solo, flanking only really happens when they're performing attacks. Enough, put up your lance. Well done. Can someone help the man on the floor? Impressive, most impressive. You're ready to face the trial. Yet I did not exaggerate when I said it would be dangerous. Make no mistake, this test is to risk death. Knowing this, do you still wish to proceed? Pretty sure I do that every time I leave a safe zone, so yeah. You disappoint me. Back again, are you? Is he stalking you or me? That person is the only soul in this pathetic excuse of a guild who shows any promise. Which is why I consulted them to leave you. Alas, they chose to remain in your house of cravens. Such a waste. Who do you expect me to be? This guild has outlived its purpose, and I mean to see its doors shut and barred for good. If you wish to object, I invite you to do so with the lance in hand. Why are you so preoccupied with this guild? Why aren't you just, like, out honing your own skills then if you think this place sucks so bad? You do not want for confidence, sir, but answer me this. What grudge do you hold against us, right? For what reason did you choose this of all crusades? I detest cravens who would proclaim their courage, and like nothing better than to crush them. That is my reason. So you're one of those player killers that gets off on targeting new people. Which is a little bit like kicking children. Well, the fixity of your purpose is clear, even if your reasoning is not. So be it. Suffice it to say, you will not have your way without a fight. Oh, but do not presume that I will be your opponent. No, you must face the Lancer who you ever so grandly claimed mentorship. The one person among us whose potential you condescend to acknowledge. Friend shall represent us. Unfortunately, I think he'd like that. As guildmaster, I'd wager the fate of the guild upon their lance. I think you're giving him what he wants. Do as you will, coward. It is your guild to throw away. You may even set the terms of the contest. Very well. Ren here is to undertake a trial. I challenge you to complete the task before they do. You are to travel to the East Shroud and prove your courage before the Lord of the Bramble Patch. He is a giant among boars, unrivaled in strength and savagery, and ruler of all his kind. You must go before this fearsome creature and stand your ground. Know, though, that the Lord of the Bramble Patch will not grant an audience to just anyone. You must needs present him an offering of the bloody tusks of his subjects, the wild boars that inhabit his domain. When you have prepared for your offering, leave it upon an area of trampled earth. Drawn to the stench of blood, the Lord of the Bramble Patch will soon appear. That is all. Are there any questions? No? I shook my head yes, and let the trial commence. I clearly shook my head yes. Yeah, sir, I have a question. What the fuck? Stop giving the man what he wants. And please, talk to the wood whalers. Also, doesn't this go against the whole Gridanian thing of, like, don't waste and don't needlessly kill? Am I the only one who's up to code in this place? Also, let's eat a fishy. Damn it! If you see somebody else is fighting one, maybe don't. I see some people have not learned netiquette when it comes to MMOs. Any other boars around here? There's one over here. I can see it on my radar. What mount is that? Not familiar with that one. I guess they're standing and waiting too. Why waste time when you could be gaining levels? This whistle's probably gonna alert him, but whatever. He may have learned to steal kills, but I don't know if he's learned to read his dang map. And he's back over here, so I guess he did. That or I did alert him. He probably flew over. Yeah. Ugh. It sucks when multiple people are doing the same quest at once. I'm gonna go this way. Because I see some this way. You can go over there, and I'll go over here. Because our kills need not be in the border. Ooh. That must be a hunt. 7 out of 10. They might also be done with theirs now. Nine out of 10. Yeah, they're starting to repopulate. At least I'm also getting some boar hides. So I can craft some new stuff. Eventually I'd like to get the 1 through 50 craft logs completely done, too, in my own time. These are so much huger than what I took. And why are they decorated when they clearly weren't before? Like, they could fit him, but these clearly aren't from the smaller ones. I wager this as good as one. Behold the true meaning of courage. No, behold the true meaning of crazy. You, sir, are crazy. Man likes to call everyone else craven. Pretty sure he's projecting. All the elementals all of a sudden. Have we angered the spirits? Kinda want to get rid of these. Why is it ending early? I was doing fine. Maybe aim for a vital. The horns are not its vitals. It's not an aura. Damn, this is a big pig up close. You shan't find much sport in these two. Come back another day, my friend. Is this your pet? Man has big pigu. Well done, Bren. You've completed the trial. And what if I accidentally killed it? I don't like beating up on people's pets. I'm not this guy. I trust you now see the truth in my words. Hurling yourself into the midst of danger is not only courage, it's folly. No, this proves nothing. I refuse. I refuse to accept. You refuse to accept the weakness within you. Here, I thought you wanted to fight. And yet now you're pissy about it. No, Bren, leave him. Trust me, I wasn't gonna give chase. Your work here is done. Return to the guild. I shall see you presently. Anyway, back to the guild. Can I bring the Pigu a veggie offering as an apology? Got loads of, like, zucchini in my inventory. Pretty sure I got some Corthus carrots in here. Mirror apples. I'll not lie to you. You're no match for the Lord of the Bramble Patch. Had you betrayed any hint of fear, he would have gored you in the space of a moment, and feasted on your entrails. But you stood your ground, holding fast to your composure and resolve. Thus were able to stare terror in the face and survive unscathed. Well done. You have overcome the great hurdle in the quest to become a master of your own courage. You may now bring to bear the full extent of your abilities upon the mightiest of foes. As for Folquest, where there's a shred of reason left in him, he will have learned the selfsame lesson as you this day. Painful though the experience must surely have been, one can only hope that it will serve to open his eyes to the truth. Go forth, and prepare yourself for further trials. I look forward to our next meeting. Actually, really quick, I'm gonna check. These are better. Let's see. So far, the helmet is the best piece. Yeah, I'll go with the helmet. And now we have to wait till level 25 to be able to take on the next quest, so I'm gonna go run some dungeons. So as I stood here adjusting the volume and whatnot as I got prepared to hit the record, I noticed that I've been spending so much time paying attention to the guy in the background that, like, spins his spear over his head, and not the guy to the left of him, who is clearly trying to stab the mannequin in the balls. But anyway, what level are we on? 25, so there's this one and then one more following it for Lancer. I want you to learn from other masters of the Lancer's art. It's good to see you again, Bren, and stronger than when we spoke. Plainly, you have devoted many hours to training, which is just as well, for I have a mind to set you onto your next task. At the Bramble Patch, you came to grasp the true meaning of courage. I would have you put that courage to the proof before 3 masters of our art. In the many years since we began our training within these walls, these men have led very different lives, yet they share the distinction of being regarded amongst the finest lancers of their time. And just as they once looked to the seniors for inspiration, so too shall you look at them. By availing yourself of their wisdom, you will take another step towards becoming a fully fledged lancer. Your first instructor is a man named Mathiomi. Seek him out at Amarisic's Spire at the East Shroud, where he serves as a frontier sentry. The long years at the post have honed Mathiomi's perception. No detail escapes the man's piercing gaze. Present yourself before him for inspection, and do as he bids you to. Alright, really quickly, I was gonna eat a fish, and I forgot to. Not familiar with that menu. Anywho, East Shroud. How far in the East Shroud? A ways. I might have enough experience at the end of this. I probably won't. We'll see. He's up top, isn't he? You must be the young lancer I was told to expect. Greetings and well met. I am Mathiomi, commander of the brave men and women of the Spire. Now let's have a good look at you. I see you possess strength and skill in abundance. Of this there is no doubt, but you still want for experience. Oh, I don't doubt. You've seen much and more. Mayhap you believe there is naught left for you to unnerve. Yet the world is wide, and only the gods can claim to know all. You may be assured that the legendary lancers of old faltered at times. No lancer, nor any man, can foresee all possibilities, but he can steel himself for the unexpected. I would have you do just that. Take this bottle of fresh spoken blood, and sprinkle it on the front of the great tree of the north. Doing so will lure out creatures of the night, which you are to vanquish. Very well. Here? Underneath. It's just some bats. Level 15 bats. I kind of forget that I have my 3-hit combo. Afraid to do more dungeons, though. I don't know if I get my multi-hit through regular side quests. The bats are dead, sir. Welcome back, and well done. I bore witness to your battle with mine own eyes. Well, yeah, you can probably see me just fine from here. The blood bat bewilders its prey with its ceaseless flittering, which makes putting a spear into the beast an exercise in frustration. Frustration that may easily have given rise to panic. Yet to your credit, you fought on resolutely, and thus emerged the victor. Ywain has taught you well, young one. You have a ways to go, to be sure, but beneath those rough-hewn edges I see makings of a great lancer. With my blessing, make your way to the Buscarin's druthers in the South Shroud. It is where your next instructor, Buscarin himself, awaits. The man had a unique approach to our art. Though it's fair, while since he hung up his spear, his words are well worth hearing. Indeed, lancers visit him as much as the consul as they do his mead, good though it is. By meeting Buscarin and availing yourself of his knowledge, your lance work will surely improve. Alright then, South Shroud it is. To the tavern. Tavern that kind of feels like it's in the middle of nowhere compared to the rest of Gridania. If people want to get drunk out here, they need to do it away from public, apparently. Well, if it isn't Wayne's protege, I heard it was time you arrived. I'm Buscarin. Yes, I know. And this here's my place. We've met, sir. How drunk are you this evening? In case you're wondering why old Wayne sent you, I should mention I've not always been in the food and drink business. Before I opened the druthers, I manned an outpost not far from here. Any road, between keeping throats wet and bellies full, I ain't got a great deal of time to chat with you just now, so if you don't mind, I'll get on with educating you. Do you not recognize me in the new outfit? Now, take this bottle of full water mead. Wait, don't open it. This ain't that kind of lesson. No, I want you to make an offering of it at Miss Dale's Lance, which is a monument tucked away in a rocky cleft to the south of here. See, the bottle's safely there, complete with its contents. And when you come back, I'll tell you a story. Got all that? Good. I guess maybe it expects you to do this prior to MSQ, but some of these dialogues actually change if you do MSQ prior to the jobs. I guess this was not one of them. They forgot about this one. Nothing happened. I was expecting something to jump out at me and nothing did. So you offered up the mead as I told you, and without drinking a drop? Very well, you shall have a tale of me as promised. Miss Dale is the man who founded the Lancers Guild, and the monument I sent you to was erected in his honor. Miss Dale was courage made of flesh. Cut him and I dare say he'd have bled the stuff. It was him who first identified the two aspects of the Lancer's courage, as well as how to go about tempering him. And that weren't all he did. Seeing as how the art had gone stale, what with our Lancers keeping the confines of the Twelves would, he sought to bring in new techniques and methods from faraway lands. But Gridania was a different place back in the day. The outside world was a thing to be shunned back then, and non-Forestborn were considered faithless savages. It was even worse than now. Of course, old Mistale wasn't afraid to call out that way of thinking what it was, a lot of ignorance and cowardice. To cut a long story short, despite a forest full of good old Gridanian stubbornness, he finally convinced the nation to open its doors to foreign Lancers, and by blending their techniques with his own, he gave the world the art which you now practice. To this day, the Lancers Guild accepts students regardless of their origin. That wouldn't have been possible if it hadn't been for Mistale. Us Lancers owe him much and more, and it's our charge to carry on his legacy. Never forget that. What's this? When's the trial? Much as I hate to disappoint, there isn't one. Your courage was never in doubt. My part in your training is done. 'Tis time you visited your third and final instructor, a fellow named Voxclaert? You'll find him whiling away his time at the Bobbing Cork, like as not. Oh, the name of the inn in the Fallgard float, in case you didn't know. Up in the North Shroud it is. Voxclair's an old rival of mine. Me and him used to get at it till neither man could lift his spear tip off the ground. I warn you, he was a right stubborn bugger back then, and the years haven't done much to improve his humors. So, good luck with impressing him. The other bar, which is also outside the city. Was he upstairs? I take it you're the young Lancer of whom Ywain spoke, and an adventurer besides, by the look of you. I was an adventurer myself once. That was before I became a lance for hire. But enough idle talk. You've come to learn from me, and learn from me you shall. Be warned, though, that you will not find me as lenient an instructor as the others. Now pay attention. Thus far, you have learned to muster your courage in situations of fear, panic, and uncertainty. With me, you will learn to do so in the face of change. The enemy is a living thing, and living things are apt to change. Whatever the nature of the change, a Lancer must be able to think and adapt, and to think and adapt during battle requires courage. To teach you the meaning of my words, I would have you challenge a fiery fiend known as the Red Balloon. However, the creature will only appear when there is a raging flame. You may kindle such a flame by producing 6 fingers of slain balloons and depositing them at a gutted campfire. This should suffice to entice the Red Balloon. As the battle wears on, the creature's fury shall burn with ever greater fervor until it is ripe to burst in a conflagration of death. Let courage lend your strength to your lance and extinguish this fiery foe. Defeat a whole bunch of smaller booms. It will spawn a big boom, and big boom will go boom. Dang it. It's trying to not be seen. Both have such wide attack radiuses. I would put them all at once, but I gotta remember I don't have any AoEs at the moment. I'm guessing I probably get my AoE after this mission? since some skills are tied to job quests while others are not. Also, does Lancer have, like, bad accuracy or something? I swear to God, I miss way more of my shots as Lancer, even if adequately leveled, than I ever do with Gladiator or Paladin. Does Lancer just have, like, really bad accuracy? Do I need to apply some Heaven's Eye materia? And here's the big boy. This isn't gonna be a ruse like the other one is it? Keeps getting bigger. I'm gonna faint just in case. Yeah! I avoided the big booms. Don't mind me, just riding my bird inside. So you vanquished the red balloon, no less than what I would expect from one of Ywain's. Your enemy altered its nature throughout the encounter, thereby causing the terms of battle to shift repeatedly. Not really, it just kept getting bigger, which means it's gonna blow. Yet ever did you press onward, your courage holding firm in the midst of constant change. So it was that you emerged triumphant. I am not known for being liberal with my praise, but you have done well. Yours is a genuine courage. Mind you, this does not give you license to forsake your training. You are still but a fledgling among us, after all. I have finished with you. You may report back to Ywain. And when you do, tell him that young upstart that I demand he show his face here from time to time. That's all. Your buddies say that you need to come out drinking with them more often. Old Voxclair demands I show my face? I can only assume the buxom brunette at the float isn't lavishing him with the attention he craves. Very well, I'll see what I can do. Context? As for you, well done. I never doubted that you would meet with the approval of all three men, yet I'm no less proud of you for having done so. As you've traveled far along the Lancer's path, and soon you will no longer require my guidance. In fact, you need to overcome but one further trial to complete your education here. Do so, and I will give you my blessing to leave the Lancers Guild and embark upon a new adventure with spear in hand. As ever, apply yourself to lance work, and return when you're ready for the final challenge. I look forward to our next meeting. And we only get a spear. And all the equipment is worse, so I'll go with money. Alright, I didn't do as much fighting as I thought, which means I'm gonna have to take a little bit more leveling in between, and then we'll be good. Probably one more dungeon in the background, but still, one more dungeon is one more dungeon. Okay, we're finally level 30, so we can take on the last Lancer quest. Oops. As soon as I get my cursor where it needs to be. Guildmaster Ywain would send you on a final trial, proof of might. Ah, Bren, ever a sight for sore eyes. By your return, I take it you're ready for the final trial. Very well, let us... Guildmaster Ywain! You're wounded, what happened? We were attacked, sir, by a Duskwhite Lancer as we trained in the forest. He was impossibly strong, a demon. He kept screaming something about teaching us true courage. No, not him, not Folquist, not again. We were in the northwest corner of the central shroud when it happened. I was able to get away, but the others, you must help the others. Be strong, man. I'm sorry, Bren. The trial must wait. Pray make haste to the central shroud and help your comrades. And Bren, should Folquist force your hand, do what must be done. 12 speed on your way. Be strong. Quit bleeding out on the hardwood. Anyway, where are we going? We are going somewhere. Here we go. Actually, I think it'll be faster just to leave. Because then I'd have to chocobo my way here. Whereas if I go out the second central shroud exit, I should be right on top of it. Help, for the love of 12, help me! Do I have to protect him? I don't think I have a multi-hit attack yet. So I don't really know what all I can do to keep them away from him. I can try to pseudo-tank without any AoEs. There we go, I seem to have gotten their attention. I owe my life, friend. Another breath and I would have become worm fodder. As Duskwhite a Duskwhite Lancer unleashed his fiends upon us, claiming it would temper our courage. You should have seen the look in his eye when he said it, mad bastard. Where is he now? I think he headed off towards the North Shroud, maybe in the direction of the Fallguard float? I can't say for sure. I was concentrating on Scalekin at the time. If it's a reckoning you seek, you're likely to be disappointed. Those of us who managed to outrun the worms will already have alerted the whalers. I dare say the Duskwhite is being held at spear point as we speak, begging for all his worthless life in a puddle of his own piss. Serves the bastard right and all. Alright, track down Folquist in the North Shroud. What is he up to? And when did he train all the velociraptors? Down below, probably. Yep. Alright, you. What the hell? I told you guys you should have sent him to prison. What kept you? Not being a psychopath. Daily life. Helping your comrades, you say? Fool. You waste your pity on false friends. It's only a matter of time before they betray you. I, just like those wretches who saw me imprisoned and exiled. Oh, so it didn't work the first time. Restorative justice doesn't always work on everybody, I guess. I was once an upright citizen of Gridania, and a man of the Lancers Guild, yet life was not easy. For want of the coin to obtain the barest necessities, I conspired with my closest comrades to steal from the Guild's coffers. The theft soon came to light, and though there were no suspects, it was clear that the deed had perpetrated by someone within their ranks. An air of suspicion hung heavy over the Guild from that day forth, until at last, unable to bear the guilt, I convinced my accomplices to join me in confessing. only for them to bite their craven tongues after I had stepped forward and admitted my part in the crime. And so it was I alone that took the blame. Of course it was the Duskwhite, everyone said. Was there ever any doubt? It all made perfect sense. Despite my heartfelt pleas, my so-called friends denied any involvement. Instead, they called me vulgar names that I do not care to repeat. Can you imagine the shock and anguish I felt at their betrayal? Would that I had the strength to force the truth out of those traitors. Would that I had the courage to escape my dungeon cell, even if it meant taking some helpless guard's life. Driven by vengeance and no small amount of self-loathing, I resolved to forge my courage anew. I strode to the lairs of the ravenous fiends while drenched in blood. I put their helpless offspring to the spear that I might face the unbridled fury of their kin. For my efforts, I have acquired the ultimate courage, a courage forged amidst danger and tempered by rage. Madness? I fear nothing. I'm the greatest lancer that has ever lived. You could have also just come forward as well and said they did it with me, and here's my reason. We were literally starving to death. You are the sole Lancer worthy of name. For defeating you, I will prove my courage. Bro, I've been here like 2 days. Alright, let's get him out of that then. Get too near the bugs. Spurned soul, what are you? You think me without honor? Didn't get to see that. We'll fight for victory and I will stop at nothing to obtain it. Did you raise the undead? What are these? Might be best to just go after him. Also, what's a Duskwhite? Impossible. My courage is absolute, buddy. Don't go too far backwards. We're on a cliff. Come no closer. Oh, there's no stopping that. Had he been an Ultimate Lancer, aka a Dragoon, he might have actually survived that, but Ultimate Lancer he was not. Ziz, really? Alas, I feel that will be the last we see of him. He pinned a lot of weird expectations on me for someone he had just barely met. Maybe if he actually strove for his own goals of betterment, instead of just trying to put everyone else around him down, he could have become a better Lancer. And also, you know, change the image surrounding his name. Honestly, this whole quest has been kind of awkward. I haven't been able to tell if I've been third-wheeling between these two the entire time or if I've been driving the car. So Folquist is no more. He was a tragic tale, and one that might have been so different. Had fate not dealt with him such a cruel hand, he could well have commanded a place of honor within these halls. but it avails us not to dwell upon what might have been. It is enough that you are still with us. Lest you wonder about your final trial, there will be none. I have seen all that I need to see. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that yours is a genuine courage. In recognition of this, I shall pass to you the secrets of the Lance's charge, one of the most potent abilities of our arsenal. You are a Lancer in your own right now. There is not more that I can teach you. From here onwards, it is up to you to seek out challenges as well as make you grow. Like attracts like, and the strong are drawn to strength. Just as I once knew for a certainty that I was destined to face the Lord of the Bramble Patch, so too will you find, or be found by, an adversary of equal worth. None can say what fate will bring, but armed with your courage, there is not to be need kept in fear. Keep close to your heart the lessons you have learned here, and go forth to blaze a new trail with spear in hand. Okay, what do I get? The Lance's charge. Increased damage dealt by 10%. So it's just a thing that does more DPS. Shreds damage, basically. Shreds defense. I can't speak. Something to shred defense. Thank you. Do I get an AoE in this class? A new chapter in New Game Plus. I think this is going to be Dragoon. So, here we go. That is it for Lancer, I do believe. Let's check the New Game Plus duty. Should be in here with classes. Oh, these are all tanks. Deeps. Lancer, there we go. And then I think the rest are probably going to be for Dragoon. Multiple chapters of. Yeah. The rest of this is going to be like part 1, and then there's going to be like Heaven's Word, and then the rest is like Heaven's Word, maybe Stormblood, Endwalker, maybe. I don't know. But I believe that is it for the Lancer jobs. I think going forward this is going to end up being, yep, Dragoon. So I'm going to put that into its own part. But for now we have finished Lancer, so that's why I'm going to wrap it up for this particular video. And whatnot. So I'll start probably working on Dragoon in the background next to get it started. But for now, this is what I'm going to call it. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Feel free to like and subscribe for more Final Fantasy XIV content. And I hope to see you all in future videos. Bye-bye.